A very good morning and warm welcome to our esteemed guests, dignitaries, invited speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. As a humble beginning towards technological empowerment of our society for a better tomorrow, in order to create a better tomorrow, the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Roorkee, IEEE Roorkee subsection, and IEEE UP section are jointly organizing the IEEE 7th International Conference on Computer Applications in Electrical Engineering, CERA 2023. CERA, with a theme of sustainable transportation systems, covers burning topics such as grid integrated renewable energy systems, smart grid monitoring, control, and protection, power electronics, converter topologies, devices, and motor drives, control systems, mechatronics, and robotics, smart instrumentation and signal processing, transportation electrification and energy storage systems, AI, ML, IoT, big data analytics, and their respective applications. As Augustus Hare rightly said, thought is the wind, knowledge the sail, and mankind the vessel. This conference truly sets the sail towards brighter, bigger, and better beginnings. It hereby gives both of us immense pleasure to extend a cheerful welcome to all the participants, speakers, delegates, and guests from different organizations across the country. We are delighted to have you all here with us today. With such a good number of participants, we are sure that this conference will be a memorable, highly knowledgeable, and not to be missed event. We hope that this exciteful exchange of knowledge will help to better understand some of the distinct and recent advances on computer applications in electrical engineering. We truly value your participation and support for this conference.
CERA 23 is set to play a pivotal role in promoting the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India, by focusing on cutting-edge technologies through original research papers, invited talks, and industry-implemented ideas and products. This event will not only provide platform for startups to showcase their innovation, but also facilitate skill development through tutorials and presentations. With a diverse range of stakeholders, including industry, academia, and government agencies, CERA 23 aims to define the future direction and critical technologies that will contribute to India's self-reliance. By addressing the needs of industry, society, and international community, this conference will help India to progress towards self-sufficiency while fostering collaboration on global scale. On an international level, CERA 23 serves as a bridge between India and global society. It creates a platform between India and global society. It creates a platform for sharing knowledge, discussing products, and defining future directions in critical technologies. By attracting participants from various countries, it contributes to international collaboration and showcases India's prowess in technological innovations. Overall, CERA 23 is a key event that aligns with the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat, startup initiatives, Skill India, and advancement of the international society. Quoting for our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the country doesn't deserve anything less than success from us. Let us aim for success. Moving on, his line of vision, let us begin at this conference, begin our learning at this conference. Now, we would like to start the inaugural ceremony.
May I now request our dignitaries, our chief guest, Professor Kamal Kishore Pant, Patron CERA 23 and Director IIT Roorkee, our guest of honor, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra, our guest of honor, Professor Suresh Chandra Srivastav, our guest of honor, Professor K. Gopakumar, our guest of honor, Professor Narayan Prasad Padhi, and Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak, Chairman CERA 23 and Head of Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Roorkee, to please come on the dais and take their respective positions. May I request our guest of honor, Professor L.D. Behra, to please come on the dais.
ऐसा है
As Golda Meir rightly states, glorious bouquets and storms of applause are the trimmings which every artist naturally enjoys. And so, in order to add more joy and big rounds of applause to this cheerful atmosphere, may I now request Shubhangi to welcome Professor Kamal Kishore Pant with a bouquet. May I request Jitendra to welcome Professor Lakshmidhar Behra with a bouquet. We welcome you, sir. Thank you, Jitendra. May I now request Satrupa to welcome Professor Suresh Chandra Srivastav with a bouquet. Welcome, sir. Thank you, Satrupa. May I now request Ramavat Dakesh to welcome Professor K. Gopakumar with a bouquet. Welcome, sir. May I now request Shubhangi to welcome Professor Narayan Prasad Padhi with a bouquet. We welcome you, sir. Thank you, Shubhangi. May I now request Satrupa to welcome Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak with a bouquet. Welcome, sir. Thank you, Satrupa. Thank you all.
दीप ज्योति पर ब्रह्मा दीप ज्योति जनार्दन दीपो हर्तु मे पापम दीप ज्योति नमोस्तुते। भारतीय संस्कृति के अनुसार हर शुभ कार्य का आरंभ दीप प्रज्वलन विधि से किया जाता है। सो नाउ I'd like to invite all the dignitaries for the lamp lighting ceremony.
शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूप शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तुते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं
Now I'd like to request all to please rise for the Kool Geet.
जयति जयति वेदासंस्थान जयति जयति वेदासंस्थान हिमगिरिशृङ्गो से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कलगान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी भूरचनारत श्रमं विना न किमपि साध्यं रत यन्त्रकला कौशलभियान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर नवयुग को देता आह्वान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान सर्जन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित सर्जन हित जीवन नित अर्पित धरा स्वर्ग शोभा कर निर्मित वैज्ञानिक युग पट में मूर्तित भूपर लाता स्वर्ण विहान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नए सत्य की पुर में धड़कन ध्येय राष्ट्र जीवन कल्याण जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान हिमगिरि शृंगों से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कलगान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान.
Thank you all. May I now request Professor Premlata Jena, Organizing Secretary, CERA 23, to please enlighten us about the event.
Thank you, Adyasa. Shramam bina na kimapi sadhyam, the motto of IIT Roorkee. With this, wish you a very good morning to all of you. Respected Professor K.K. Pant, today's chief guest, Director IIT Roorkee, esteemed guest of honors, Professor L.D. Behera, Director IIT Mandi, Professor A.C. Srivastav, IIT Kanpur, Professor K. Gopakumar from IIC Bangalore, Professor N.P. Padhi, Director MNIT Jaipur, and Professor M.K. Pathak, Chairman CERA 23, Head of the Department. Our esteemed dignitaries, deans, our guests, my faculty colleagues, dear participants and students. I am honored and delighted to stand before you today as we gather here for the IEEE 7th International Conference on computer applications in electrical engineering. We call it CERA 23. It's a momentum occasion. I extend a warm welcome to each and everyone on this spacious occasion. This conference is financially sponsored by IEEE Roorkee subsection, technically sponsored by IEEE UP section. Coming to the brief introduction regarding this particular conference. CERA 23 is the flagship conference of our department. It has started in the year 1997. This conference is organized by this department once in 3 years. This time, we are at 7th edition with the theme of Sustainable Transportation Systems. Over 7 technical tracks, namely grid integrated renewable energy systems, smart grid, monitoring, control, and protection, power electronics converter topologies, devices, and motor drives, control systems, mechatronics, and robotics, smart instrumentation and signal processing, transportation, electrification, and energy storage systems. At the last but not the least, AI, ML, IoT, and big data analytics. CERA 23 is more than a conference for us because it's a platform for innovation, collaboration, and exchange of ideas. Over the next 3 days, we'll come together to explore the cutting edge and advancements and discoveries in the field of smart energy systems, automated vehicles, advanced signal processing, artificial intelligence, smart energy, hydrogen energy, and renewable energy, and so many. Our prime goal is to foster a dynamic environment where researchers, industry professionals, and policymakers not only discuss recent developments, but also present their groundbreaking work. With profound, I want to say, this year we have chosen the theme of sustainable transportation systems, a topic of immense significance in today's world. Our Honorable Prime Minister states that the whole world is undergoing an e-mobility revolution. It is our collective responsibility to explore ways to make our transportation systems more efficient, more eco-friendly, and resilient in the benefit of our future generations. Now, it's a pleasure moment for me. Let me introduce our exceptional lineup speakers who will grace CERA 23 with their profound insights and expertise. Today, we are privileged to have Professor Lakshmidhar Behera, Director IIT Mandi. He is our keynote speaker. Professor Bhim Singh from IIT Delhi, Professor K. Gopakumar from IISc Bangalore, Professor S.N. Singh representing from IIT Kanpur, Professor Sukumar Mishra from IIT Delhi, Professor A.K. Pradhan hailing from IIT Kharagpur, Professor N.P. Padi from IIT Roorkee, and they are going to join us with this intellectual journey. We also have eminent speakers from industry as well. We are fortunate today to have with us Mr. Venu Nogri, the Managing Director, CEO of Hitachi Energy. We have also with us Dr. Odi Naidu, R&D Senior Principal Engineer at Hitachi Energy, and many eminent personalities from industries. They are going to deliver their talks as invited speakers. Our international speakers are Professor Mukesh Nagpal from University of British Columbia, Professor Ramesh C. Bansal from University of Sharjah, Dr. Sabita Ramasamy, Principal Scientist at A-Star Singapore. We have also with us our tutor speakers, Professor Prabodh Bajpayee from IIT Kanpur and Professor Monalisa Patnaik from NIT Roorkee. In this particular conference, we have also arranged Industry Expo, where many industries they are going to showcase their innovations and products. The collective wisdom and the innovations will undoubtedly contribute to the success of our conference and inspire all to reach heights in our respective fields. In addition to our esteemed speaker, CERA 23 offers an exciting array of technical tracks. CERA 23 has received remarkably 439 research papers around the world, and after IEEE's procedures and rigorous review process, we have accepted 174 papers. Out of this, 138 are going to be presented both modes, offline and online. The keynote events that will take place during the conference are truly special, as we have honored to host both national and international experts, which makes both in-person and virtual participation, making our conference accessible to the global audience. This blend of international national perspective reflects our commitment to fostering a diverse and inclusive environment for learning, innovation, and collaboration. I'm happily announcing that we have received the sponsorship from various R&D organization, government organization and industries like ACRB, Power Grid, Tata Chemicals, Keysight, Augmatel, Opal IT, Nike Power, and EcoSense. I would like to now express my sincere gratitude to thanks to Professor K.K. Pant, our Honorable Director, for sparing his valuable time today. And sir, thank you so much coming out of your busy schedule. And he has helped motivated throughout this journey. I sincerely thank to all my guests of honors coming here and gracing this occasion. Thank you so much, sir. I'd also like to extend my sincere thanks to our Dean, Shri Professor Akshay Dwivedi, for handling all our data and our accounts. Timely help. Thank you so much. And also I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Apur Kumar Sarma, our Dean Academics, for helping in a timely manner. And also I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Barjeep Tyagi, our Dean of Students Welfare. Thank you, sir. This conference is organized from the very basic beginning by UP section and our IEEE Roorkee subsection. My sincere thanks to UP IEEE section and IEEE Roorkee subsection. And at the last, my sincere thanks to our head of the department, Professor M.K. Pathak, for giving this opportunity. And today we all are here celebrating this occasion. Thank you so much, sir, for your kind effort. And also, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our organizing committee, sponsors, volunteers who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Your dedication and hard work have been instrumental in creating an exceptional program, and I am confident will have a lasting impact. Thank you for being part of this remarkable journey, and let us make CERA 23 an event to remember. I once again, from bottom of my heart, welcome to all of you to CERA 23. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of wisdom. You have been empowering source behind this conference. May I now request Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak to please bless us with your benevolent words.
Professor K.K. Pant, Director, IIT Roorkee and Chief Guest of this function. Keynote speakers, Professor L.D. Behra, Director, IIT Mandi, Professor N.P. Padi, Director, MNIT Jaipur, Professor S.C. Srivastava, IIT Kanpur, Professor Gopa Kumar, ISC Bangalore, and other dignitaries and faculty colleagues and staff members. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the delegates, sponsors, keynote speakers, industry experts, deans, faculty colleagues, and staff members present here. Professor Jena, the organizing secretary of this conference, has dealt about the conference in very detail. So I'll keep this short and talk for a few minutes about the theme of this conference, which is sustainable transportation systems. This theme is highly relevant in present scenario, and our department has also, for the last few years, as I see, has channelized its research energies in this area, to the extent that about 60 to 70% of the faculty members are working in hardcore areas of renewable integrations, electric vehicle, energy storage, microgrid, autonomous vehicle, and few other areas with the applications of AIM and ML. So the conference will give a flip to the research that our department is carrying out. I'm happy to see that tutorial and research papers selected in this conference, along with the keynote speakers and panel discussions by experts, are all aligned. Most of them are aligned with the theme of this conference. Through this conference, we have also made an effort to enhance industry academia collaboration by having talks from industry and technical sessions from them. I would like to congratulate the organizing team as a whole, and particularly Professor Jena and Professor Apurva Kumar Yadav for their extraordinary efforts and hard work in organizing this conference. I am also thankful to the other colleagues of my department for supporting this event and making this event making this event to take shape. Finally, I am thankful to Director IIT Roorkee for sparing his time and coming here for this inauguration and gracing this occasion. I am also thankful to these keynote speakers, our former faculty colleagues who have come. I'm very happy to see them also here. Thank you all for coming to this conference and making this occasion a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the enlightening wisdom that you have shared with us. Now, it's an immense privilege and honor to introduce our guest of honor, Professor L.D. Behra. Professor Lakshmidhar Behra is currently working as a director IIT Mandi on deputation from IIT Kanpur. He is fellow Indian National Academy of Engineering, senior member IEEE, technical committee member Intelligent System and Robotics, IEEE SMC Society, and member IEEE CIS and IEEE Control Systems. During his 27 years of research and teaching career, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra has contributed significantly to the areas such as intelligent system and control, vision-based robotics, warehouse automation, brain-computer interface, and drone technology. Sir, we are privileged to have you here with us. May I please request Professor L.D. Behra to address the conference.
Professor Pant, Honorable Director of IIT Roorkee, my very good mentor and friend, Professor S.C. Srivastav. I joined IIT Kanpur when he was the head of the department. And it is always nice to have his association. Whenever I get the opportunity, I feel very fortunate. Professor Padi, Professor Gopkumar, the head of the department, Professor Pathak, and particularly Dr. Premlata Jena, who has really worked hard to organize this conference. In fact, intellectual gatherings such as conferences and workshops, they really brings the best within the institute We have the networking of various researchers. The young researchers who come here, they can also get networked. That is the main purpose. We come together, churn the area in which we are working, learn from others. And I'm very happy to see that this conference that is started in 1997, and this light is being spreading from one generation to another generation. Every 3 years, you are having this wonderful conference in electrical engineering, broad area of electrical engineering, but there are, and this sustainable transportation is certainly a very relevant area. So I look forward to have a successful conference, and hopefully this will give us a direction in a right direction. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for your outstanding contribution to the field of control system and automation. I would now like to introduce our guest of honor, Professor S.C. Srivastav. Professor S.C. Srivastav is currently working as Director, IIT Kanpur, La Trobe University Research Academy, and Distinguished Visiting Professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Kanpur. He is Life Fellow of the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers and Fellow of various national and international societies such as Indian National Academy of Engineering, Institution of Engineers India, Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers India, Indian Academy of Mathematical Modeling and Simulation, and life member of Systems Society of India and Systems of Power Engineers India. His areas of research interest include power system dynamics and stability studies, renewable integration, DC and AC microgrid, power dispatch, optimal power dispatch and state estimation, security analysis and control. A hearty welcome to you, sir. May I now request Professor S.C. Srivastav to kindly share your words of wisdom with us. Sir, please.
Thank you very much, and very good morning to all of you. Professor Pant, the director of IIT Roorkee, Professor Behra, I think he has said a lot of good words about me, and we are always proud of his achievement. He's director of IIT Mandi right now, and Professor Padi, director of MNIT Jaipur, and Professor Pathak, Professor Gopakumar, many power engineering fraternity people. I think we have interacted a lot on different platforms in different fora. So I really welcome you to this particular conference. I have privilege of attending the first conference. And before I start, I would request you to give big hand to Professor Hariom Gupta, who has organized that time. Professor Basanta was the backbone, and Professor Verma was the head of the department at that time. That was in 97. Incidentally, I was the foreign delegate. On leave from IIT Kanpur, I was working at Asian Institute of Technology at that time in Thailand, Bangkok. So it was very well organized. I think the theme is so generic that this will remain all the time live, and you can add new advances. The only difference from 97 to this time I can realize is that now everything has become smart. So grid was there, power grid, we were talking now, smart grid. Distribution, nobody talked, but now we are talking about smart distribution. Transportation was limited to your scooter only, and then now we are talking about electric vehicle. So things have changed over the time, and so are the technology involved. And as somebody said that the fourth industrial revolution is because of this ICT revolution and a lot of intelligence which have been put. And Behraji is expert on all these areas, I think so. He has He has done a lot of research work on this area. So it is very timely to talk about this technology because it is no more conventional power engineering we are dealing. We only thought of earlier the wires and then generators were electrical, we cannot see. Everything was civil and mechanical. And the, the distribution was limited. I think it was being expanded at that time. But now things are changing very fast. It has become multidisciplinary. So you cannot survive with only power engineering knowledge. You should have the computer knowledge, you should have communication knowledge, you should have signal processing knowledge. I mean, name anything, material knowledge and so on, because these are the real driving force giving you new devices, new technologies, and then new system applications. So it is very exciting to talk about transportation system in particular in this particular fora. And along with that, many other power system problems we are facing, associated technologies which are being utilized. So things have become very exciting, I think, for not only power engineers, but all the collaborators which are actually working for the smart grid, smart systems, smart IoT, and whatever name you give. Okay. So I think you will enjoy this conference with keynote and then sessions, technical sessions, tutorials. And I must congratulate Premlata and Professor Pathak for organizing this very successfully and wish a grand success to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating words. Your remarkable journey continues to inspire generations of scientists and engineers. Now, I'd like to introduce our guest of honor, Professor K. Gopakumar. Professor Gopakumar is currently working as a professor HAG at the Department of Electronic System Engineering, formerly Center of Electronics Design and Technology, ISC Bangalore. He is fellow of various national and international societies such as Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, the Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, Indian National Academy of Engineers. He is also co-editor-in-chief of IEEE Transactions on Industrial Electronics. His research interest includes multi-phase induction motors, multi-level inverter topologies for induction motor drives, and space vector PWM control for inverter-fed induction motor drives. We welcome you, sir, to the conference. May I now request Professor Gopakumar to please address the audience and share his valuable thoughts with all of us.
Distinguished experts on the dais, dear professors, dear students, my friends. First of all, let me thank the organizing committee for inviting me this place. I'm already retired and an honorary professor, so I seldom gets invitation. So I could come here and mingle with you. This is something I lacked during my research days, way back late or early 80s, attending conference, how to listen to others, how to speak to others, how to select the topic, how to be confident. All the things are missing. So attending conference, you have to go to USA or Europe. Europe, even if the paper get accepted, you will not get the visa. USA paper may get accepted, you may or may not get the visa. But once you get the visa, still you have to find the money to go there. So how to go there and talk to people, how to present. So this is very important. Now we have all the expertise, everything is here in India. India is progressing. India is moving forward. Everything is here. We can have many such conferences like this. What is more important for such conference, where young crowd can come here, join and mingle with others, how to talk to them, how to listen to them. This is very important. This networking, making friendship, professional friendship, this is very important. So such conference can help especially the young crowd. So I wish all the success to this conference. I was told that every 4 years they are conducting this one. That's very good. I wish you all success and to conduct such conference and also to invite more students, more crowd, more expertise across India, so that there's a mix and mixture between academic crowd and industry experts, working engineers, and expertise across the country. Thank you. I wish you all success.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Now, I would like to introduce our guest of honor, Professor Narayan Prasad Padi. Professor Narayan Prasad Padi is currently a professor HAG with the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Roorkee, the director of Malviya National Institute of Technology, Jaipur, and mentor director of IIIT Kota. He is a fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, the Institution of Engineering and Technology, UK, Institution of Engineers, India, Institution of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineers, India, and a senior member of Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE. He is a prolific researcher in the area of power system analysis, demand side management, energy market, network pricing, AC/DC smart grid, and application of machine learning techniques in power system. May I now request Professor Narayan Prasad Padi to please speak a few words to us.
Respected Professor K.K. Pant, Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor Lakshmidhar Behra, Director, IIT Mandi, Professor S.C. Srivastav, IIT Kanpur, Professor Gopakumar from IIC Bangalore, Professor Pathak, Head of the Department, Electrical Engineering, IIT Roorkee. I'm very, very excited and equally humbled to be here on the dais with legendary professionals today. And I'm very excited once again to look into my mentors when I came to this campus in 1998. Whatever I am today is because of these people. Still, I remember the day. If I miss one day in this college, Professor Basanta will be the first person to inquire what has happened to Professor Padi. I was a bachelor person at that time, used to have only white shirt with long beard and oily head. And being motivated by these people, I think you are the strength, sir, actually. H.O. Gupta ji, Rajan Prasad ji, thank you very much for being part of this event. Now, looking into this CERA conference, actually, it is close to my heart because I got an opportunity to cater CERA at IIT Roorkee, and this is really wonderful opportunity for anyone to collaborate with colleagues and invite all the guests across the world. And the theme, which is very, very interesting, sustainable transportation systems. Now, today there are two challenges. I'll just take 30 seconds to wind it up. The renewable energy is the buzzword today. And we are almost 20 to 25% of renewable energy, and we are expecting to be close to 45% in 2030. Very, very ambitious target. Now, the worrying part is actually the PV peak appears during lunchtime, and the wind peak appears during sleeping time. So because both the opportunities available to us given by God, and being God is not kind to engineers, those energy peaks are not appearing during our true peak during evening. Now, looking into transportation, I have been told that there are 4.5 crores of electric vehicles today running in this country. 4.5 crores of vehicles. Imagine if those vehicles got connected to the grid during the peak hours, so our peak deficit from 0.5% will go close to 2.5%. And hence, it is an important platform. Please do interact and find a solution how those electric vehicles can be charged during the wind peak or PV peak with some incentive program so that India can sign in future. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, I'd like to introduce our chief guest, Professor K.K. Pant, to delegates and dignitaries. Professor K.K. Pant is currently serving as a director at IIT Roorkee, following his previous role as Dean of Faculty at IIT Delhi. He holds the esteemed position of Petrotech Chair Professor, Joint Faculty at CRDT IIT Delhi. He has been conferred fellowship from several national and international academies such as Royal Society of Chemistry, London, National Academy of Science, India, Indian National Academy of Engineering, Biotech Research Society of India, Institution of Engineers India, Indian Institute of Chemical Engineers, Fellow of Indian Desalination Association, which are which are testimonial of his expertise in basic research and remarkable position in the scientific community. Professor Pant is among the chairman and expert member in several national and international committees such as SERB, DST, CSIR, MNRE, CPCB, Ministry of Coal, Ministry of Electronics, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, etc. May I now request Chief Guest Professor Pant to kindly address the gathering.
Very good morning to all of you. Our distinguished personalities and stalwarts of electrical engineering sitting on the dais. Let me name them: Professor L.D. Behra, who is the director of IIT Mandi; Professor S.C. Srivastava from IIT Kanpur, and I had interacted with him when I was there, right, doing my PhD, and but a long time. Professor Gopa Kumar from SC Bangalore, my friend Professor N.P. Padi, who is the faculty here and also the director of NIT, but I consider him more close to IIT Roorkee than, right, we have a lot of things. The head of the department, Professor M.P. Pathak, the organizing secretary, Professor Premlata Jaina, all the distinguished personalities who are sitting off the dais, my faculty colleagues, research scholars, and the participants who have come all across the India as well as maybe from the outside India. Couple of personalities who may be online. So, जो IIT Roorkee Devbhoomi we call it, right, Uttarakhand. So I welcome on behalf of IIT Roorkee all of you in this Devbhoomi Uttarakhand. And when you talk about Uttarakhand, Devbhoomi, and we have a Hindu-Kush-Himalaya region or belt entire, we always talk sustainability. Sustainability, when we talk sustainable energy, when we talk, there is a thin line, border line between renewable energy and sustainable energy. We have to understand that. Professor Padi and Professor Srivastava, Gopa Kumar, Behraji, all have just spoke on those points. When we look at this sustainable transport system, and Behraji was talking about horse cart. So we need to think the horse cart, is it really that time sustainable? But to today's context, we cannot go to horse cart. We have to look at all the advancement which are going on because world is changing exponentially. We have to cope up with the world if you want to be really the third major economy of the world. Then the challenges comes when you talk about all these, right? The smart grids, power electronics, sensor design, different kind of the design of vehicles, their compositions. I just, because being a chemical engineer, I also think in terms of the quality of the fuel which is available. We talk the vehicles when we talk about electric vehicles. We talk about the hydrogen-based vehicles also. We talk about the combustion engine-based fuel cell vehicles also. But to what extent these are sustainable, I think we need to quantify them. We talk the sustainable transport system, but at the end, I think a life cycle assessment is also very important in order to understand to what extent these are sustainable. Are we able to maintain these, right, for 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years, and what next? We are talking solar energy, but there are so many solar panels, right, which are lying dead now, and how to dispose of is a challenge. So are we able to improve the efficiency of the solar photovoltaic cell? If we are, to what extent? Are we able to develop the batteries which can take the longer time, right, in terms of their capacity, and which can be charged faster, as it was said, right, if all vehicles are through e-vehicles? And are we able to maintain the hydrogen at a constant, right, sustainable, right, resources, and which is green hydrogen, right? Everybody is talking green hydrogen. So to what extent this green hydrogen can be produced? Again, life cycle assessment is required. When we talk about net zero, right, which is already a vision, right, 2070, we have to make it, right, carbon neutral. In that way, I think the sustainable transport system, because the number of vehicles which are on road and which is increasing exponentially, I think only 3% of these are fuel cell based vehicles if you look at the global perspectives. And even then, there are a lot of challenges in terms of the efficiency, because efficiency is a big challenge. Selecting the type of electrodes, selecting the type of materials, and at the end, again, as I said, to what extent the life is extended. That's very important. We have to understand. We have a lot of issues when you talk about, right, the global challenges which need to be addressed. And I am sure that this kind of conference, which is 7th IEEE conference, and when I was just reading the initial part, computer application of electrical engineering, I thought that computer application is everywhere nowadays, right? What is the new in this? Already the computer application in every branch of science engineering. We are talking multidisciplinary approaches. We are talking in terms of the interdisciplinary researches, and we are talking about the startup activities, which should be, and every branch of science engineering should be routed through artificial intelligence, machine learning, and computer. Without that, I think there is no sustainability in terms of any branch of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and wherever we talk about the medicine in terms of healthcare. So everything is required. But recent advances is a big challenge. So that's I think the key, where how this recent advances, when we look at the tools like artificial intelligence, machine learning, and the new kind of softwares or hardwares which are computer based, and people are talking, right, driverless cars and all these things. So how to make them, and what will be the implication of these, right, when these are running on road? And if these sometimes I was thinking about this automobile, right, auto vehicles which are coming nowadays, right, and what will happen if the sensors fails, right, on the road, if they are running on a highway and all of a sudden one car sensor gets failed? Is there any backup for that, right? So I think these things are also points to be pondered. So I wish this Congress a great success, and I'm sure that especially for the young budding researchers, they should, right, attend every lecture, and at the end they should also prepare a notes and also think in what way this, right, the future direction. I will request the organizer of this conference also to make the notes, and the way forward is very important. So if there is a possibility of having a brainstorming session after this conference, where all these, right, our department faculty colleagues, and maybe some feedbacks from the those who are here, right, and delivering the keynotes and plenary talks, if the right way forward is taken, and what way IIT Roorkee and other institutes can join hands, right, and MOUs can be signed, and where the joint research in multiple areas can be taken forward, I think that will be the success to the conference. So I wish the Congress a great success. I hope that all of you, right, those who are coming outside this IIT Roorkee campus, they stay comfortable in their respective hostels or guest houses, and food quality and all these things. So this campus is very vibrant with full of flowers and fauna. There are more than 48,000 herbal species in the campus. So please take a round of this campus, because this IIT Roorkee is 176-year-old heritage building, and 176 years old. It has its own right resources and cultural values. So please visit the campus and enjoy your stay. Thank you very much. Namaskar and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words and your unwavering support to the Institute. May I now request Professor M.K. Pathak to felicitate our chief guest, Professor K.K. Pant. May I now request Professor M.K. Pathak to felicitate Professor Lakshmidhar Behra. May I now request Professor K.K. Pant to felicitate Professor S.C. Srivastav. May I now request Professor K.K. Pant to felicitate Professor K. Gopakumar. May I now request Professor K.K. Pant to felicitate Professor N.P. Padi. Thank you so much. May I now request Professor Apoorv Kumar Yadav, Joint Organizing Secretary, CERA 23, to propose the vote of thanks.
Namaste and a very good morning to all. Dear guests at the dais, colleagues, students and participants across the globe, on behalf of Organizing Committee of IEEE 7th International Conference on Computer Applications in Electrical Engineering Research and Advances, CERA 23, I express my humble gratitude to all the participants attending this event in person and virtually. We are immensely happy and honored to organize the 7th edition of CERA, a flagship conference of Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Roorkee, and we look forward to host you for 3 coming days at IIT Roorkee. Let me begin this vote of thanks by expressing my gratitude to Professor K.K. Pant, Director IIT Roorkee, for accepting our invitation as a chief guest and gracing this event with his presence. We are thankful to Professor L.D. Behra, Director IIT Mandi, Professor N.P. Pati, Director MNIT Jaipur, Professor S.C. Srivastava, IIT Kanpur, Professor K. Gopakumar, IIC Bangalore, and Professor Mukesh Kumar Pathak, HOD Electrical Engineering Department, for giving us their valuable time and gracing this session with their kind words. We thank all our eminent speakers, delegates, and enthusiastic participants from across the globe in making this event a memorable one. We also thank Professor Umesh Kumar Sharma, Dean Infrastructure, Professor Apurva Kumar Sharma, Dean Academics, Professor Akshay Dwivedi, Dean SRIC, Professor Bajit Tyagi, Dean Student Welfare, and their corresponding teams for their kind and continuous support in organizing this event. We would also like to thank our social media and video conferencing team of Institute Computer Center IIT Roorkee in giving this event a wide publicity by doing the live streaming of our inauguration and validity function. We would also like to thank our sponsors for the kind gesture in organizing this event. We also like to thank IEEE Roorkee subsection, IEEE UP section, and Department of Water Resource Development and Management for their continued support over the months in organizing this event. In the end, I would like to thank all the faculty colleagues of our department and across the institute, dear student volunteers, staff members, for the kind and continuous support in organizing this event. This would not have been possible without their continuous and dedicated support. We would look forward to have a memorable and productive 3-day conference. Namaste and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request everyone to please rise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, everyone. Now I'd like to request our esteemed guests, dignitaries, participants, ladies and gentlemen, to please join us for high tea. We'll resume at 10:45. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
आप इधर आगे